And
Nice.
let me do this, deactivate it, and then activate it, and guess what? Ta-da! Images. What's up, everyone? All right, today I have on the final hour Grim the Fallen, and I forgot who referred you, but people just ask me to be on the show nowadays, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Who are you? All right, let's meet you. Now, first things first. Thank you for being on the show. The next thing is, if there's any question that will incriminate you, upset you, trigger you, you can just breeze right on by. I have no problems with that. And all right, that's everything so far. The main general consensus of the crazy stuff out of the way. Now, the first question is, who is Grim the Fallen One outside of like TikTok, creating and just being your normal self? Like, what do you do for work? What do you do for anything?
Well, I've been a tattoo artist now for about 14 years. When I'm not doing that, I'm an avid gamer. My go-to game is basically Destiny 2. You can usually find me on that like any time of night, generally, or free time. I paint, I draw, I sculpt. A lot of the stuff that I use in my videos I've made, like all the horns that I have, I've custom made those out of clay and resin. A lot of my masks I paint myself, and I re-fandangle and do stuff too in order to make it fit for me. So, I mean, outside of that, I'm pretty much just an artist, you know, a dad, that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, so how long you been doing art?
I got started on art when I was really, really young. So how that came about was my dad used to have a huge one of those old, like really big oak drafting tables. And I used to have like the little like multicolored little Crayola ones that you used to be able to get. And it was sat right next to his. So when I was about 5, I'd say, I started standing up on it and trying to see what he was doing, and then I'd climb back down with like crayons and construction paper, and I would try and mimic what he was doing, and he just thought it was a phase. And then by the time I was 7, I wasn't even bothering with watching him anymore. I was just trying to do it on my own, and so he kind of just nurtured it. So I'd say that I've been doing art for well over 20 years.
Damn, that's awesome. And you stuck with it. A lot of people who start doing stuff young just like drop off after like 5 or 6 years of doing something.
Yeah, I don't have any like actual schooling for it. It's really funny because I became a tattoo artist, but that's not what I went to school for. So it was kind of a weird like turn of play. So how it happened was I had initially gone to school to be a cook. I used to live in Arizona. I now reside in South Dakota, but when I was in Arizona, there's a place out there called the Scottsdale Culinary Institute, and I had gone there to actually learn how to become a chef. And I did all of my time there, and then got hired on in a restaurant and was one of their head chefs. And when I had ideas on changing the menu to make things better, to make things more cost effective, to bring more people in, I kept getting told no, and I got bored just doing the same routine every day, and I was like, I need to change. And it was around that time that the shop that I was at part-time, I was a piercer at the same time, had an apprenticeship that opened up. And the way the apprenticeship worked was they told me and one other guy there that it was an art challenge. They gave us each the same design, and they were like, whichever one of you can draw this from start to finish, fully colored, lined and everything, gets the apprenticeship. And I had mine done after like an hour and 10 minutes, and he wasn't even finished with his after 6. So they were like, yeah, no, you got it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
damn.
it just stuck. I after that moment, I decided I didn't care what I had to do. My apprenticeship cost a few $1,000s. I worked a crap job in a kitchen to pay for it all and to pay my bills, because you don't get paid during the apprenticeship. You actually pay them. It's kind of like a trade school.
Yeah.
So you have to find somebody that's actually skilled and willing to teach you. And it's literally like, you know, 6 to 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is no off days when you're in that type of an apprenticeship, and it can last anywhere between 1 to 2.5 years. Mine took about 1 year and 10 months before the guy who was apprenticing me decided that I had come along enough to where I could start making money and doing small tattoos on people.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful too.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So you went to school for culinary arts in a sense. No, you did.
Yep.
You're able to cook. You had the sense of art. Why did you go into okay. Knowing that you could draw all these years and you were obviously good at it, why did you go into culinary first?
Because I love food.
Who doesn't? Okay.
I'm a foodie, like, so usually, like, in my lives, when I go live, I always have some kind of snack. It's really uncommon for me not to sit there and do a live and not have, like, a bag of snacks or something. Like, I love to eat. And so I grew up in a household with, before my stepdad came along, I grew up in a household with 3 women, and all they did was cook. So, like, they cooked, they sewed. Like, I learned how to sew my own clothes and how to cook and how to do press irons and stuff like that by the time I was, like, 8.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. That's.
I used to be in the kitchen with my grandmother up on a chair, and she would be telling me how she was making stuff. So, like, I just had a love for food growing up.
That's awesome, right? Right, Lucinda? Like, right, Lucy? Like, now you're hungry? Man, I just had a yogurt to, like, hold me over for a little bit. And, man, now you're making me want to be like, hey, bro, what do you need to cook something good?
I mean, I've got a lot of recipes. I mean, they're all up here.
Oh, yeah. Because once you cook them, you know if you want it like a certain way a different day. Like, you just know after, like, cooking, experimenting. Yeah, it's interesting. So, what's your favorite dish to cook?
I have 2. One of my all-time favorite things ever to make is a homemade chicken Alfredo. It is by far, like, one of my favorite things. It takes me probably from start to finish about an hour and a half to cook because I do everything. And then my other favorite one that I really, really, really love to do is a nice, like, it's like a lemon pepper buttered salmon over white rice.
That actually sounds good, and I don't like fish.
Yeah, well, so the way I do it is I don't do fish or in the traditional sense, like a lot of people will steam it and stuff like that. So the way I cook mine is it involves an oven on low heat, so I slow cook it inside of the oven, but I wrap it in aluminum foil and I put the butter inside of the aluminum foil mixed with whatever herbs I'm gonna put, like a dry rub over top of it, and I let it just slow cook in there. And by the time it comes out, like, you could literally just barely touch it and the whole thing just falls apart.
You need to stop talking about food. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone in chat's like, let's see, yummy. Brocard is like yummy. Crazy Cool Love is like, you have a pasta maker. I guess then Chaz Kitties, I guess I might need to do that. Need a cookbook ASAP. Like, I'm gonna kidnap Grim for food one day, and that's from Irui Draven. Oh my god. Yeah. This is the damn, that's awesome. Like, fuck. So you learned all that. You went into cooking. Did we even get to, like, because you just love food? That's the only reason why you went there, because you love food.
Yep, I wanted to be better. So, like, it was always instilled in me, like, I needed to know how to do my own stuff. Like, I shouldn't rely, like, people always take this in the wrong sense, and it's not meant to be, because it's not sexist or anything, but, like, how a lot of people in society say that women should learn how to be independent of men and should know how to, like, change oil and change tires on their car and stuff like that. Like, I was raised with 3 women, and they wanted me to make sure that if I ever needed to just fend for myself, that I could. So, if I ever needed to be able to repair my own clothing or cook for myself or anything like that, like, those were the things that they instilled in me growing up. Was you should be able to know how to cook your own meals and not just eat stuff from a microwave. You should be able to know how to fix your own clothes instead of just, wasting money to buy more. Like, so it was that kind of stuff growing up, and it just kind of stuck. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna know how to cook, I might as well know how to cook. Like, I don't want to, like, it was just kind of not necessarily beat into me, but that's my grandmother was very old fashioned, and she was just like, you need to learn how to do this. You need to learn how to do this. So when I hit the age of being able to decide what I wanted to do after high school, it was like, oh, I'm going to go to cooking school.
Yeah, so cooking school. Blood taught me how to cook, and yeah, I mean, I don't prep everything straight from scratch, but if I watched a YouTube video or asked her, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, I totally agree that everyone should always learn traits that they don't know, or just something, like, regardless of if it's like, oh, that's considered a man job. No, you should learn it. That's considered a woman job. No, you should learn it. I mean, I do my own laundry. I got Blood asking me all the time, hey, can you throw my load in? No. Once you done my load,
Yeah, so it's those like little things. Like if I'm just trying to do a quick, easy dinner, then it's pretty much like, okay, if it comes from a box, it comes from a box, whatever. But like if I have the day and the time to prepare it, like I do like a 12-hour chili that I make that takes me like 12 hours to like slow cook the whole thing. And like it's those days, or like a giant pot roast, or ribs, stuff like that. Like if I have the day planned out and the day off to do it, oh yeah, I'll get down on food. I'll stay in the kitchen for 10, 11 hours and just make stuff all day.
That's awesome. That's like me doing this shit. I'll be doing this for 14 hours, not even realize it. Like editing, networking, doing hand. Yeah, I know that like feel that like need to. I mean, once you do it, you're in the zone and you don't even realize, man, it's already this time. Fuck, where'd my day go?
Yeah, it's like that with tattooing. I want.
Are we having another technical difficulty?
What's the technical difficulty?
You're frozen. There we go.
Well, okay.
Oh, we're good now.
I should be.
Okay. Oh my god, mouth's rolling.
But no, so like tattooing is always my first and foremost like love of everything. Like that is my thing. I love my art and what I'm able to do to a person. Like a body canvas is way different than any other canvas on the planet. And I used to do events at my old shop where it would be like 12 o'clock in the afternoon until 12 o'clock the following afternoon for like Friday the 13th special. So like 24 hours just sitting in a chair tattooing hundreds of people, and I loved it.
Damn, that's awesome, dude. Like,
yeah,
so, wow. So you could cook and you could do art. So you got the ladies drooling all over you, probably, right? You're like, yes, but I'm not gonna say that. Now, are you married?
I have been married 3 times.
Damn. We don't have to go into details of that. That sounds like a pretty interesting situation. That's really shitty, but a good conversation at the same time. But let's go somewhere else. So,
well, yeah, it's usually something I don't talk about.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Obviously, it's always shitty when that happens. But with TikTok, why did you download TikTok in the first place?
Okay, so my niece, who is 13, a year ago, like what, July, a year ago, was walking around my house because me and her dad used to live together before they moved. And she was just walking around and I heard music and she would like set her phone on something and she would start dancing. And I would always look at her and be like, the fuck are you doing? I'm like, seriously, like, what are you doing? And she goes, making TikToks. I'm all, the hell is a TikTok? And she's all, look. And I thought it was the stupidest thing. Like, because the only videos she ever had, because, she was only like 12, 13. So the only videos she had were of people her age doing these crazy, stupid little dances and stuff. And I'm all, that is ridiculous. And she's like, you should get it. You should get it. You should get it. And I was all, no. And then after a month, I finally caved and I was like, fine, but I don't even know what I would sit there and do in this. And she was like, oh, well, you draw so you could do art videos. So I was like, okay. So I tried it out and I made like a few different videos of just like quick like sketches that I had done and art pieces and like threw them up there. And like they were cool, but I didn't understand how like the For You page worked or how getting views worked or, what was considered good content and what wasn't. And I was like, man, like I don't understand. Like I got like 2 followers. Like I don't know how this works. And so she kind of sort of explained it to me, and she was like, oh, you got to do stuff that's going to bring people to your page. And I was like, oh, do stuff that'll bring people to my page. Okay. So then I went the opposite route, and I had started seeing like the people who had done like cosplays and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I can kind of do makeup-ish. And so I brought in my very first OC ever, who I had actually created like 10 years ago for a story, and I had done the makeup for a specific story, and people loved him. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then I started gaining more followers and more followers and more followers, and people were like, oh, this is so awesome. Oh, this character's so cute. Oh, this guy is like so cool. Like, I love this character. And I was like, okay. So then I started trying to progress on him, and then the rest is just history. Now I have like 14 or 15 OCs, and
Jesus Christ.
I sat around and like I have done everything in my power to learn how to do makeup better and better and progress my characters. Yeah. Like, my original OC Grim has gone through like 7 modifications and changes since I first like decided to do him on TikTok, and now I've gotten him to a point that I really like him.
Nice, very nice. And then who was that? Who said that? Draven's like, this story makes me giggle with Denise. And wait, you could write too? So you write stories too?
Yeah, I do poetry and short stories.
What the fuck do you not do that's artistic?
Nothing. I sculpt, I paint, I do molding. Like, I know how to actually make like molds of things. Like, if I wanted to, like if I had all the stuff to do it, I could actually do like body molds of people. I can make latex prosthetics. I know how to do resin. I think the only thing I really haven't tried my hand at that I kind of have an understanding of, though, is airbrushing, but I've never actually gone out of my way to try and like do cool art with an airbrush. Like, I have an uncle that does it, but I just was never interested in it. Like, if I was going to paint something, I'd rather do it with a brush by hand. It's the same way I draw. Like, there's a lot of artists that were in the shop that I was at that did digital art, and I just couldn't fathom it. I'm like, you're using a pen with no ink on a computer screen. Like, I'd rather just have a pencil and a piece of paper. I'm good.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, so do you play instruments?
The drums.
God damn it, I was trying to find something.
I know. When I was 18, 19, I used to be in a local band in the town that I was in. It was called D.R.ZED, and I was the drummer and the vocalist.
Nice. Thank you, Lynx, for that host of the show, telling all your viewers to come over here. Hell yeah. And that's freaking awesome, dude. So you're pretty much like a jack of all trades for the creativeness. That's interesting. So like you could
jack of all trades, master of none.
Bullshit. I'm pretty sure you're master of some of them in some aspects, because no one truly masters anything.
Nah, yeah, that's why I say I'm a master of none. Like, I know how to do a little bit about a lot of things. So like I like to study things. I like to read. One of my favorite topics that I usually really like is like theology. I love to study like different beliefs. So I'm constantly reading things. So when somebody is like, "Oh, have you heard da 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 da?" Well, no, I haven't. Please tell me more. And then I'll find out more, and I'm like, I must go research this now.
Oh, that's very interesting. And wait, so hold on, Jenna, what is up? How are you doing this night? Venture rank 11. Goddamn, you've been grinding that game. Pretty much like the opposite version of Destiny, but Jensen. It's called Jensen Impact. So good, so good. And Jenny Wise making me dab. Fuck you. Anyway, and. No, this is what I do to my people I know, and then everyone.
Oh, I've seen it.
So you literally do everything. Like, what is one thing you legit can't do?
Well, I can't take apart a car.
Oh, like, okay.
I know the basics, like. If you needed me to, I could change all 4 tires on the car, I could change the brakes, and I could probably change out your oil, but anything outside of that, I'm going to look at it and be like, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, I get it. You could see stuff and make stuff from it, but when something is like formulated into something, it's hard for you to take it apart in your
apart
head.
and back together. Yeah, no, I have what a lot of my followers call ADOLS, which is attention deficit. Oh, look, scroll.
So does XO Rox XO or Rox XO? Yeah, that's it. She has that too. She remember that. That was great. Question: Can
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
hey,
look,
babe,
scroll.
blood, babe. I think if I said if he can sing, he probably could.
If I had music, yeah, probably. Like, I do it in my lives all the time. Like, I'll have music on and I'll just start jamming.
So like, I'm putting it this way: anything that deals with artistic or creativity, you're able to do. That is freaking awesome.
Well, I mean,
Bullshit!
I try. I try my hand at it.
You could try your hand at it, but you'll figure it out because you got the brain that's gonna sit there and be like, okay, that's how you do this. It needs to sound like this, do that, or it needs to do this. It needs to look like this. It needs to do. You got that brain.
Yeah. So, like, what blows most people out of the water is up until like just recently, all the makeup you see in all of my videos, those are all done with paintbrushes. And all of the makeup that you see in that isn't even high grade makeup. It's literally like Walmart brand, like ELF and Wet n Wild, like eyeshadow palettes. That's it.
We use eyeshadow too, but yours is much better because you do a lot more intricate shit.
Like I said, but that's literally all of my makeup. Like, and I apply it all with paintbrushes because when I started getting into makeup, I didn't have makeup brushes. I had paintbrushes because I paint. So I was like, I bet I could get these to work somehow.
Well, they do. They do. That's what me and Blood do. Me and Blood use like
I look at makeup brushes and I don't even know what half of these things do. I don't even know what they're for.
Interesting. You study different beliefs. Do you mean different religions?
Well, so I study religions, belief systems. So, like, for me, there's a distinct or definitive line between a person's beliefs and a person's religion. Like, for example, if you take like omonism is a belief and it's more of a spiritual thing and it's not a religion, but it's still looked upon in the world as a religious belief, but it's really not. And then you take things like, Christianity and stuff like that, and that's an actual religion. But I like to study all of it and everything in between. So if there's something that I don't know about that somebody comes and tells me about, I'm totally down to be like, well, tell me more. I will listen and I will soak it up like a sponge because this is interesting. So
interesting. No, that's actually really awesome because I love Greek mythology. I love Norse mythology. I love I don't dabble and go deep into it, but I'll listen. I the one thing I've always told people, when they're saying, "Oh, I believe in this," well, I believe that there was a higher power. I had not one designated person that we could sit here and praise or pray upon, but something had to have created the space between you and I.
Yeah,
that's always my argument because I no one can answer that. And maybe it's got some quick questions for you. She's just like bang, bang, bang. Do you like Aristotle?
I do.
You like Shakespeare?
I do.
Let's see. Do you believe in reincarnation?
That one's kind of like, the thing is I don't like to say that I only believe in what I can see in because I don't. However, at the same time, I have seen some really unexplained phenomenon with things, and it makes me tend to believe that it is a possibility, but I can't 100% in my own be like, oh yeah, I totally believe in it. Do I believe that it's possible? Oh yeah, I believe anything is possible, but I've seen a person pass away, and in the same instant that person passed away, somebody else in the family gave birth to a child. It's one of those is that coincidence, or is that this body died and now it's just being reborn as something else? It's those situations that always make me question stuff. So
fair enough, but the one thing is, if you were reincarnated, and the fact is it's kind of pointless that you were, because you don't really remember what everything else happened in another life. It's I find it, I believe in it, but it's one of those where it's
Well, I mean, certain beliefs say that you remember it as a child, but then you forget it. So, there's studies that have been shown that a newborn baby fresh out of the womb has the same brain activity as an adult that's lived 50 years. But then all of that brain activity ceases after a certain age. It stops, I think, at like 6 months, and they have to start relearning everything. So basically, you're born with all the knowledge you need for your whole life, and then you just forget it. So it's one of those, like, if you are reincarnated as another person on the planet, are you born with those memories? Like, is that like quick moment of, hey, guess what? This is who you are now. Time to relearn everything. Have fun.
That's one backwards ass way to like fuck your whole life up.
Yeah.
Favorite philosopher?
Socrates.
Socrates, nice. Man, so okay. What should we talk about now? Because we could just go into like straight arts. Okay, let me guess. Your favorite your favorite music is what country?
Nope.
Okay, I was gonna say I was hoping not, because I would be like, wow, no. Let me guess. Rock?
Nope.
Metal?
No.
Hip hop?
Nope.
Rap?
Not even close.
Wow, I have no fucking clue. Techno?
Nope. Either instrumental jazz or classical.
The fuck?
Yeah. They promote the artistic side of the brain. If it's playing and you're doing if it's playing in the background and you're doing something, you're actually more inclined to do artistic stuff if you're already an artistic person. It helps you stay on whatever task or project you're doing.
Really?
It does something with, that's why they tell you to play like Mozart and stuff like that to like infants in the womb. It's because it actually triggers something in the brain that allows, or that makes you want to keep doing whatever it is you're doing, especially if you're artsy.
Huh.
Like I can jam out to like just instrumental jazz, no words or anything, but just like the sound of like the saxophone and the bass and everything. Like I can just jam out to that all day long and be perfectly content.
I know that feeling. I love like classical, and new artists actually make classical type like tones and chilled and laid back stuff. Yeah. I love it when they do that, and that's what that makes sense. Probably why I like freaking like extremely intricate metal music. Because it's all over the place, but yet together at the same time. It just drives me. It's so weird. Oh, that's interesting.
And if I'm having like a super hyphy day where I'm just like on the go and like I have a crap ton of stuff to do and I'm like, I got to do this and I got to do that and a million and one things. The only thing that I'll play, I have a playlist that's complete. Music.
You cut right at complete.
Oh, I like. If I have something to do that's like, and like on the go and I'm in like a complete, like not necessarily panic, but just go, the only thing that I listen to on those days is Irish punk rock.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that type.
Well, it's so like Irish punk is kind of like on the lines of like Flogging Molly and like bands like that. So I'll listen. I have a playlist that's devoted to just that stuff.
That's interesting. I like how you have like separate playlists for your mood of the day to correct your mood.
Basically.
That's a really good idea. Wow, you got some good stuff you're teaching me, because I love music and I know like my bands and what songs are good and what works for what. Damn. That's very cool. That's very cool. I like that. Now, Chaz Kitty has a question. What is your favorite composer, or who is your favorite composer?
Well, I mean, if I had to really pick like different, so if I had to go through like different genres, I would definitely say like B.B. King will always be, in my opinion, like the king of blues. I love B.B. King. And then if I start going into like different genres, like I'm a huge fan of like Mozart's music. Like I could just to Mozart all day. It doesn't put me to sleep, but I get so relaxed listening to Mozart. It's ridiculous. For rock, I'd probably have to say my number one would probably be like Five Finger Death Punch. I love Five Finger. And then if I do like rap, I would probably go like older, like Ice Cube, Ice-T, and Snoop Dogg, like back in the day. I didn't like it when they started getting like newer. And then I don't know, it just depends on the genre. Like, really, I mean, when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of like happy hardcore techno, but I don't even remember half the bands from back then anymore. Well, DJs from back then that used to spin that stuff. But classic rock would probably be Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, actually. I love Tom Petty. Yeah, so I mean,
you're like
Leonard,
you are legit. Damn, Jesus. So like pretty much like you're like okay, you'll be walking down the street and then someone won't know you, and they look at you because you got all the tats, you got that look, and then, of course
I have
like
the most tattoos in the town.
What's that?
I have the most tattoos out of anyone in the town I live in.
Yeah, and I guarantee that they look at you and it's like, oh God, who is this guy? What's he gonna do to me? But then they actually talk to you like, wait, you cook, you do all. Wait, what? And
yeah, I look how I look, but I'm super chill.
No, but I'm getting to this like this. Like I hate the first initial what's the fuck impression? There we go. First impression that people will have just at looking at someone. I can't stand that. Like I don't.
Yeah. I've actually been asked a couple of times by different officers in different places where I served my time. So
would you like? I would say, would you like to speak to my lawyer?
No, I just look at them all nowhere. Like never have. Like, but you have so many. Like I'm just like these. If you can find the tattoos that I have anywhere in prison, by all means, man, I commend that artist. Like, if I had my own job, I'd want to hire him.
Damn. Yeah, he is an awesome person. Emi Goes Raw, 1990. Hell yeah, he is awesome. Grim usually gets deep. Yeah, he gets deep. I love it. Like, just ask a question and it's like, yeah, we're going to thoroughly explain everything from point A to point Z. Not point A to point B and just be like,
my brain does not allow me to just shorten stuff up because then if I do, I lose my train of thought completely and then I'll move on to a different topic and I'll never end up getting to the end of whatever it was I originally started on.
That's the weird thing. I'm the opposite. I could sit here and break it down to the point where you'll understand everything in very short doses. But if you ask for details, I'll go into details. That's interesting.
Yeah, again, that's a part of my, attention deficit.
Yes. Oh my God. So, like, man, I remember, chat, you guys can ask questions. I don't know if you all know because you're probably new to the channel for this episode. And just ask questions, ask away. We'll get to them if we can. If I miss them, try again. I mean, might get to them, might not. But yes, everyone say you're awesome, and yes, you are awesome. I mean, those are some pretty cool tattoos. Well, you got Majin Buu.
Kid Buu, actually.
Yeah, that's Kid Buu.
Yeah, Kid Buu.
Okay.
Kid Boo's there. I have Lady Death there. Purgatory's on the inside of my arm right there. Let's see, what I have random stuff all over the place. Well, most people think that it's random, but for me, like, each little piece is a memory. So where most people are like, oh, my tattoos tell a story. I'm all, mine are so I don't forget things. Like, there's like, me and my family have basically had out, but there was a time when I was really close to my family. And I think one of the big things that got me into like art and anime was my stepdad. And one of the very first animes he ever let me watch was Dragon Ball. And my all-time favorite character wasn't Majin Buu, it was Kid Buu. I loved how playful Kid Buu was. Everything was just a game to him. And being younger, I kind of was just like, oh, he's funny, he's cool, he just wants to play. And so like that was a really happy memory for me. So I ended up getting a Kid Buu tattooed on me because I was like, that's something that even though I might not get along with him now, like that's still a good memory from when I was a kid and I don't ever want to forget it. So
that's very cool. That's very meaningful. Damn. Everyone's right. You're deep. You're deep but awesome. That's really cool. It's really cool. So every single tattoo you have on you means something in some way, and it's for you to remember. Because let me guess, you could be doing something with like a group of people, and they'll be like, "Do you remember this?" And you're like, "No."
No, actually, I actually have a pretty good memory for the most part. Like, I have been told that I have, for the most part, an elephant's memory. Like that whole "an elephant never forgets." Like I can recall things from when I was like, 7 that most people in my family have forgotten about, and they're like, "How do you even remember that?" And once I start explaining, they're like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Because I don't forget anything." Like, songs come on the radio. This is probably my favorite one. And I've listened to so much music in my life that I've had people just channel search on the radio and a song will pop up and I'll start singing it. And then they'll move to another channel and it'll be a completely different genre and I'll start singing the song that's on the radio. And they're like, how? And I'm all, I just don't forget stuff.
That's interesting. Like, because my memory only works with the music aspect. It does not work with anything else. Like, it's weird. That's so cool. Blood has the same type. Yeah, she remembers everything. Yeah, and I'm the one who doesn't. But ironically, Blood, I'll sit here and remember something you are like misconstruing or like saying something totally different. I'm like, that's not what happened. I actually do remember that thing. What? But yeah, that's so cool. So, like, you got TikTok because of your niece, and now you're meeting all these awesome people that like enjoy your content. I mean, I was following you a while back. I remember I saw you pop up.
I actually think you and your wife were some of the two people that had like cosplay content that I started following first. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of like people that did like the makeup and stuff that I started following right away. But I remember following your wife, and then shortly thereafter yours came up, and I started following you. And then I think my first two big like name followers that showed up that liked my stuff was Witch of the Wild and Ghoul Bagel.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, because
and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because Ghoul Bagel's makeup, oh my god. Yeah, very good, very well done. And she's such a like tiny, adorable little thing when she's live on Twitch. Like, what the fuck?
She's super mousy, but she's awesome.
Yes. So, speaking of like higher-end creators, which is the one creator that started following you, where you just went, holy shit. I will ask about, okay, first this one, because Jenny and May, everyone's like, ask this damn question. Okay, I got you. You guys ready? Okay, so what's your favorite pastime?
So my favorite pastime aside from eating? Wow.
Probably gaming.
No, probably being a dad, actually. Like, I find that to be the most rewarding thing is being a dad. That comes first and foremost, and then outside of that, then it would probably be gaming. Like, I've been on Destiny now since it was Destiny 1 and still in its alpha and beta stage. So I was one of the testers for it when it was still beta and alpha Destiny.
Nice. Now I'm actually going to get to the real question because I was just being an ass to Jenny. So, she's asking about Malice and what was the inspiration about making Malice?
So how Malice came about was I took a hiatus from TikTok for a while. Like, there was a bunch of stuff going on with me medically and stuff like that. And it was getting to the point where it fit not only physically, but like mentally, I couldn't keep up with trying to create content. Like, I was just in too much pain and was like, you know what? I need to kind of step away until I get this under control. So I took like a 5-month break. And during that 5 months, I was like, I eventually want to come back. I don't want to be gone for good, but I need a wow factor. I need a way of coming back and being like, you know what? I came back to come back with a vengeance, and I'm not going to let anything slow me down or stop me. So when I first came back, I knew in my head that I was gonna come back as my Grim OC, which I did. And then I was like, I had started doing a line of OCs on the 7 Deadly Sins, and I was like, I want to finish those, and I did. And during that 5 months, I was like, what's the wow factor that I can do that I haven't done yet? And I was like, you know what I haven't done? I was like a deranged, crazy ass looking carnival clown-esque individual that's just completely and utterly morbid and like completely off his rocker. And so during that 5 months, I spent so much time looking in a mirror and trying to record myself, like getting the look as crazy as I could, like that blank, just no one's home upstairs, like look that he gets in the videos, or that I make him get in the videos. And it was just like when I came back and I finally dropped that character, everybody was like, oh my god, this character is so awesome. And it was like the kind of the final payoff. I was like, yep, there it is. I came back with a vengeance. Like, everyone had seen all my other characters and they knew what to expect from them, but creating something crazy and wild that I had never done, just, it blew people out of the water.
Damn. That's awesome. So, oh, wow. So you took a break, came back, wanted to make something new from this idea you had to, like, have a big, like, oh my god, there's the floodgates of, like, water or leaking everywhere. And you came up with Malice.
Well, I actually came up with the whole concept of this thing that I've been doing. I created a tag called the Carnival of Chaos, and I knew how I wanted it to go. I knew that there was going to be set characters that I was going to do for it, and then I was going to leave the tag open for anyone who wanted to partake in it that duetted any of the characters that I created to basically be a part of the carnival. And so I knew Malice was going to be first, and then I kept hinting it to everybody in my lives that Malice had a twin, and I was eventually going to bring him out. And then after a few weeks, I decided to do the videos and shoot Torment, which is supposed to be his twin in the story. And then after that, everyone was like, oh my god, Torment's so awesome. And I was like, just wait until I introduce you guys to the Ringmaster. And everyone was like, what? And so then I introduced the Ringmaster, and everybody loved how just creepy he was, because the way his makeup is, just smiling, he just looks like an upper face and teeth. And everyone's like, that is so eerie and creepy. And I was like, thank you. And so here recently, I created a third clown-esque character named Agony that everyone has like completely, utterly lost their minds with. I decided to go even darker than the other two. The way I did his makeup, it looks like he's wearing somebody else's face. And he just kind of has this like morbidness about him. This just vile, I don't care, like, get in my way, I'll kill you, like, just demeanor about him, and everybody seems to love it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just keep making dark stuff.
Nice. Very nice. That's you nailed it, though, because you made something that everyone loves.
Yeah, like my goal during that time off was when I came back, I was going to end up doing the carnival characters, and I knew I was going to do it, and I had it planned, and nobody knew that I was going to do it. And then just one day I did a live and I told everybody to be on the lookout for new content. That's all I said. I was like, I have some new content coming up, be on the lookout for it. And then like a couple days later, I dropped the first rendition of Malice. And after seeing how I did him and how people responded, I decided to make him a little bit more twisted. So I was like, let's up him a little bit and let's take him to the next level of crazy. And I did, and people loved that rendition way more than the first one, so that's kind of what I've stuck with.
Well, you did a great job, because it's like it's really freaking cool. Because like I checked out like some of your stuff, and I'm just like, damn, like you got some crazy stuff going on, and like you're at 54K right now, and you're probably underappreciated because like you should be higher. And
so yeah. somebody referenced that one day to me, and they were like, how can you have 250,000 likes but only 54,000 followers? I don't know. I was like, if every one person that liked my stuff was a follower, I'd have a lot more followers.
I know, right?
But so like the 54K was actually kind of surprising. It kind of took me by storm. So when I took my break, I was only sitting at 16,000 and like 400 or 16,500, something like that. And I was like, and it was a slow climb to even get there. And I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I don't know how all these other like content creators that do like OCs and stuff like that just blow up out of nowhere. And so when I came back, I did one video and it was actually me dressed up as Grimm. It wasn't even the clowns. And I did the outro to Thriller from Vincent Price. And somehow that one video got like 180,000 views. And before I knew it, I went from 16,000 to 20,000. And then I started doing all my clown stuff. And then I did the audio for the Evan D. Craven audio. And it just shot up. Like, I don't, overnight, like 1 minute I was at 20,000, then I was at 23, then I was at 26, and then it kept going. And I checked my analytics because I was like, what is going on? And from September 29th until October 14th, I had gained like 21,000 something followers. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Well,
I'm all sure.
Yes, with the OC stuff, honestly, before the BLM movement, the algorithm was really good. Now it's really crappy. Like for us OCs or anyone creating content along these lines, because our, like, me and Blood's stuff would get pushed out left and right. Our average video was like probably like 6K at that time. And a low ball would be 1, and then a high ball could be 150 to 250K.
Yeah.
And that was like once per week. Now we lucky to get 1,000.
So I figured out, I don't know TikTok's algorithm, but I found what works for me, and it seems to be working pretty well. So what I've been doing is when I make videos, I try not to make like only like a couple here and there, unless it's just a character that I'm not really sure about. So what I'll do is I will record like 17 to like 20 plus videos, and I will start releasing them every 15 minutes. And I will just flood everything with my videos every 15 minutes. And for some reason in my situation, I don't know why it's working for me so well, but my stuff gets flooded and sent onto the For You page. Like, I have tons of people that will comment on my stuff and say, oh, you're all over my For You page today. You're all over my For You page today. And I'm like, well, that was kind of the point. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be all over everyone's For You page. I wanted to be trending all over the For You page. And my average views have actually gone up from what they were. Like, on average, my average views were usually right around like 2 or 3K before, and now they're pretty steady in between like the 6 to 9K. And so I'm like, I don't know why it's working for me that way, but it is. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, because Blood's tried many different things, and no matter what, like, it never, sometimes she just like can't get the views anymore, and it like sucks. It's kind of discouraging, but it is what it is. Now, Blood had a question. Speaking, you're talking about videos and stuff. When you record videos, you record about 20. Answer that one. And but how long does it take you to get situated and all those videos done?
So I actually kind of explained this the other night. So what I do is, if I know what character I'm going to be doing that day, so I usually plan it out the night before. So if I know that I'm going to be making videos the next day, I figure out which character I'm going to do, and then I go through all my list of audios that I have, and I find the ones that I know for sure I'm going to do, and I make sure that they're at the top of my list. So if I know I'm going to do 20 videos, I get the 20 audios I'm going to use, and I make sure to add them, like unadd them and then re-add them so they're at the top of the list.
Hold on one moment.
And then,
Hold on one moment. Hey, Blood, am I just talking to you but mail form? Like, for real, because that's what my wife does.
Yeah. So, but I will go through and spend hours with my headset in memorizing each audio, like every ting, every pause, every pickup. And for me to go start to finish and make 20, like let's say 20, we'll just do an even number. For me to make 20 videos from start to finish usually takes me about an hour.
Okay, do you do transitions? Do you do...
I've just started to try and get into transitions.
Okay.
I'm still learning them, but like all my other videos that you see, like it literally, they all in all, to get everything done, all 20 videos takes me about 1 hour. So it'll take me, depending on the character, 30 minutes to 2 hours to get into makeup, and then I'm only in makeup for like an hour. And then I do all my videos, and then I'm like, oh, I'm done.
Nice, because we'll be doing it for like hours on end.
Yeah, no, I do it for about an hour, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Damn. Very nice, very nice. Wow.
But yeah, it's just because I memorize all the audios. Like that's all I do is I just sit there like the night before with my headset in for hours, and I just go through the audio and I'll replay the same audio over and over and over again, just so I can learn when the pauses are, when the breaks are, the mannerisms that I think the character should portray when saying certain words. And then the next day I just put it all together and I'm like, okay, we'll see if it worked. And then I post it and I'm just like, we'll see how it does.
Interesting. Yeah, Blood Vixen does the same exact thing. Oh my god, that's crazy. But it takes us a lot longer to do shit because we're both slow, but we have fun. So
the longest part of mine is makeup, like because I'm always sitting there and I always second guess it and I'm like, oh god, do I really like how this looks right now? Does it need more? Does it need less?
That's
and then I'm like, it's fine.
That's the perfectionist of a creator that always wants to get better. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just learning when to just be like, it's okay, just post.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, do I really like this video? Screw it, I'm going to post it anyway. I probably hate it, and it's probably not going to do good. And then come to find out it's like the best one that out of the bunch that I did. And I'm like, oh, well, that was unexpected.
That's awesome. So, like, you already do creation as a career by doing tattoos. Now, what about creation on the TikTok level, YouTube level, even Twitch? Do you plan on ever doing any of those things?
Well, I would love nothing more than to just be able to be a full-time content creator. My only thing is, like, I'm so new to it all. Like, even this, like, I've only been on TikTok for a year. So, a little over a year. So, I'm still learning, like, how to try and get people to go and, like, follow different things. Like, I don't even know where to start on how to even become a full-time content creator. Like, I know there's YouTube, I know there's Twitch, I know that there's that stuff, but then I'm like, do I just want to sit there and have people watch me put on makeup and try and explain my process? Because that's really not going to be very well when I'm skipping half the stuff that most people would do because I just don't know. And I'm just like, I just do what works. Like, I'm nowhere near a professional makeup artist, so I can't be like, oh, well, first we're going to use this, and then we're going to use this because of this. I'm just like, I put this on the skin.
I guarantee, if you show how you do your OCs on YouTube, and you put the makeup on, thank you, Puff Skill, for those titties, and you actually sit there and load up how you're going to do it. Cheap makeup tutorial to look like this. And you show off like your OC that you're doing at the time. You will get tons of views because people spend hundreds of dollars on makeup to get other looks while you're doing it with $5 makeup.
Yeah, basically.
Like, dead serious. I guarantee, and llama, I guarantee you will get like tons of views on YouTube just from that.
Yeah, see, I don't have my own YouTube channel yet, but I do have a Twitch. The only thing is the only camera that I have at my disposal right now is the one that's on my phone. I don't have a computer or anything like that. So, I mean, that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult if I have to do everything from my phone. But I do stream on Twitch on occasion when I'm gaming and stuff like that. You just can't see me. You can hear me and everything else. You just can't see me. So I've thought about it, but again, it just comes down to like... For me, it's a matter of, like, I would love to be a full-time content creator, but at the same time, like,
Thank you for those titties links.
It just depends on like at the time, like finances. It's like it comes down to financially what's more important in that moment. Like, do I do this or do I go and get this? And I think that's the only thing that's kind of been holding me back a little is financially, I couldn't afford it at this moment, but skill-wise and fun-wise, I would love doing it. Like, I would love to sit there and do nothing but like talk to people and make up all day and be like, so this is how I do this. These are the products that I use. Like, this is the cheap basic crap that I have, but this is the effect that it gives. So hi, because I love creating stuff on TikTok. Like, I actually, for me, that's a calming thing. Like, when I get into a character and I know I'm about to make videos and stuff like that, like, I get excited. I get this like inner child inside of me that's like, ooh, we're gonna have fun,
Everyone's saying add a cam to the wish list so someone could buy it for you.
I know what they're talking about.
No, they're talking about a camera for the fucking Twitch. I don't know what you're thinking of.
No, I know what they're talking about though with the wish list. I know what they're talking about.
Oh, okay. No, it's like
I keep getting that in my lives too. They're all just put it on the list, and I'm like, fine.
And then you don't.
No, I do.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Most of the time I do, unless I forget all around, and I'm just like, who told me that I had to put something on the list?
Oh my god, I do that too. I'll be like, wait, did I have an interview schedule? Did I put in a schedule? Fuck. Who was like, let's talk it too?
Like the other night, we were having a discussion in one of my lives about makeup, and I was like, man, I would love to have like the James Charles palette because it's so pigmented. And somebody was like, put it on the list and I'll get it. And I was like, okay. And then I put it on the list, and then I was like, fuck, who was I supposed to message afterwards about putting it on the list? I was like, they told me to message them once it was on there, and I don't even remember who it was.
Don't you hate that? My brain does the same thing. It's like, what? Like, oh man.
I'm like, well, it's there. Hopefully they'll see it. They'll be like, oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. Believe me, it's a struggle, but it is what it is. That's freaking cool. We're probably gonna go over time a little bit because everyone's enjoyed this. Do you mind?
No, that's fine, man.
Perfect. Now, man, so you do hold up, because I got your profile low, so I was able to plug it into the Twitch. You do all this makeup with basic makeup?
Yeah.
Like, would you just walk into Walmart and grab the colors and then good?
I kind of just open it up and I'm just like, oh, hey, like, what's this? And I kind of look at it and I'm just like, oh, this is cool. Like, so, like, this is a palette from something called the Color Workshop. It was like $6 and it was like blacks and grays and supposed to be like for a smoky eye, but I pretty much use it for all of like my gray tones. And then like, this is literally like a Wet and Wild palette. It was literally like $15 and it's literally like every other color under the sun. So like all of my other colors, like greens and maroons and stuff like that, it all comes from this. And like those are like my 3 basic palettes are those, and then this Twilight series that has like all my other like peaches and like burgundies and browns. And that's it.
That's insane. Because like you're how you do that is insane. People would die to see how you do that. Like seriously, guarantee it. And if you need help, hit me up. That's what I do. I do YouTube, Twitch, and other stuff. Now Twitch, like you gotta have your heart in it, and you gotta like have that energy and like keep going. And you naturally do.
Yeah.
So like you could do that, but like you do tattoos for like a living at the moment, right?
At the moment, as of right now, sadly, no.
Okay. Fair enough. So
yeah, no, I cook right now. So the shop that was in the town that I'm in closed.
Oh shit, that sucks. Well, at least you found. Yeah, at least you're able to go do something else you love.
Yep, another reason why I decided to go to cooking school is because I knew that no matter what in life, I'd have something to fall back on. Because every place is usually always looking for a cook.
That is true. Damn. Wow. Always thinking ahead too. God damn. Man. Yeah, with the creative side of being a full-time content creator, it's like a pain in the ass, but at the same point, it's just finding something that will work for you, that you like doing, and that people will come to watch you for. And you got TikToks. Now, with TikTok, did you join the Creators Fund?
I did, and I actually kick myself in the ass for it all the time. So I joined it, and at the time when I joined it, I wasn't really like super popular, but I was able to join it because I was really good on like my community guideline standings. Like I hadn't violated anything. There was nothing, no pings against me or anything. So it didn't take them long to accept me. And like the way that they have it set up is you make like what, 3 cents off of every like 1,000 views on a video.
It's about 2.
And yeah, like 2 cents or something like that. And I was like, well, the fact that my videos at the time were only getting like 4,000 views, like on average, I was like, oh, I'm making like, 8 cents. But then I had the one video that blew up that hit like 180,000. I have another video right now that I actually had to private. Like I had to put on private because I could not keep up with half the stuff, and I actually started getting like hate comments on it. So I set it to private, but as of right now, before I set it to private, it had hit almost 500,000 views. I did the math on it. If I would have kept that video and still been on the Creators Fund just for my videos that have hit over 100 and something thousand views, I would have easily made thousands of dollars off of those videos.
Not thousands, but yeah, good money. Like good money, definitely.
Well, I mean, combined, I would have made a couple of $1,000s off of them.
Oh yeah, combined with all the views that you do have, that's insane though. Like, man, wow.
Yep, I left it because I was like, I'm not really seeing much of, like, I couldn't understand the turnaround on it. I'm like, I don't see how people are actually supposed to make any money off of this thing. And I was like, this is kind of shitty, so I'm just not even going to be a part of it anymore because I'm not really making anything on it. And it was like almost a few weeks after I left it is when I had my one big blow up video, and then a few videos after that blew up really big, and then I was like, God damn it.
Hey, it is what it is, because like freaking the Creators Fund, like, I don't know, either stifled our freaking views or what, but it kind of just went like really crappy after, because like the BLM movement, we went from having that to only about 1,000 to 2,000 views, 6 on a good day, to not even 1,000. Like my OC content doesn't even like break 1,000 now, unless like I do a repost.
Yeah, I've seen that from a lot of people. Like, unless you were like one of the big names that already had like hundreds of thousands of followers, you pretty much weren't going to make any money on the Creators Fund.
Like, for example, Blood, for the last 3 months, she's only made a whole $10.
Yeah. Like, but like if you're somebody that's like, like say, what is it, Blue Eyed Darkness or Primal Darkness or Metro Mike, like if you're one of them and you're a part of the Creators Fund, you're gonna make tons of money because you have, like Metro Mike has what, like 3.3 million followers. Same with Primal Darkness. It's like, okay, your videos get all of your videos get hundreds of thousands of views. Like, you're going to make good money. But it's the smaller accounts that I actually think suffered with trying to get on the Creators Fund because, again, they're smaller accounts. They don't have as many followers, which means they're even if every one of their followers saw their video, like in my case, so not including the For You page, but just my follower account. So if all of my followers looked at my videos, that's 54,000 views per video. That's still nowhere near millions of followers and hundreds of thousands of views. So it's like they're still going to get the majority of that money that comes from it. And it was in that moment when I had that realization, I was like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So I'm just going to exit. Fair
enough. Yeah, but like that's just the crappy part. It's just weird how the views dropped drastically when we joined. And I even made a video about it on YouTube, just like why I left. I mean, I did rejoin in the long run, but just for the why, like, why not? I'm already not getting views anyway. What's the difference? So, and it's just like, whatever. But it is what it is. But that's crazy. I would just rejoin for the hell of it because you can. I mean, it's weird.
I mean, yeah, I can, but like for me right now, it's like, you know, I could be a part of the Creators Fund and I could take the chance of my views dropping, but I kind of like the spot that I'm in right now. Like my content is finally starting to get out there. I'm starting to get more people that are like bigger in the community that are coming into my lives and like talking about like how much they like seeing my content come across her page. Like I was just in a live or did a live the other day where Blue Eyed Darkness showed up and she was like, you know, I love seeing your videos come across my For You page. You're awesome. And I was like, holy crap, did you just join my live? Like Big Dog, Corrupted's friend will come in there periodically. No, Big Dog, the one that does like the voodoo doll makeup. Alucard's come into a couple of them, and they're just like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I'm just like, "Wait, are you really in my live right now? Like, what?"
Yeah.
And like, I have those like little like freak out moments, and I'm just like, "Holy crap! Okay, hi."
That's awesome.
And then, so like, just starting to get that stuff, I'm like, do I really want to take the chance of stuff like that going away? Because like, I love the fans and followers I have, especially like my OG fans. Like, and they all know who they are, but they have stuck by. Even when I took my break, they never went anywhere. They never unfriended me. They never started unfollowing me. They stayed. And I actually took a hit when I took my 5-month break. Like, I lost a lot of followers. I think I lost like a few hundred because I just wasn't making content. So because I wasn't making content, they were like, well, I don't want to, you know, keep following you if you're not making anything. But at the same time, I also like having those connections with some of the bigger ones, because if I ever want to do like collaborations and stuff like that, I have that ability.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually starting to make those friends. And I kind of want my videos to still keep reaching the new people too. And I think that if it gets stifled on like the For You page and just pushed out, it's actually in the long run going to hurt my chances on doing that. So, I mean, for me, it's one of those, like, I just don't want to be on the fund. Like,
no, fair enough. I don't blame you. I mean, you're in a good spot, and Jenny Wise is like, I love you too, Grim. Of Draven's, of course we stayed, and a lot of views and likes and views on Grim's channel vanished. Yeah, it's messed up. I don't understand. I don't get why. And TikTok does erase likes. They do. It's weird. I know someone on the inside that was explaining something weird about that, and yeah, it was like, why did they do that? They do it on purpose so you don't get pushed out as much. But it is what it is, unless you go literally viral for having a baby on a Roomba and singing this song, what is it? I'm rolling, I'm riding dirty, like that one. And the little baby just laying on the fucking moving vacuum. Like, really? 2 videos and you have 34,000 video or followers and 8 million on that? I see why, though. I see why. Why, because
for me, I've learned it's not. So I'm starting to learn that it's not necessarily about the. Okay, I guess it's kind of half and half. I'm noticing with some of the videos that I'm doing, it's not the video itself. I think that for some of my videos that are getting the views, it's the audio. I think it's when people go to like grab the audio or an audio off of somebody else's thing, if I'm using the same audio and they see my video, they click on it. And then that's how I start getting views, because the audio that I ended up privating, it was actually uploaded specifically just for me. So I knew somebody who knew how to upload audios onto TikTok, and they uploaded it. I was the only person to actually use it in a video. And then now all of a sudden, there's thousands of people who used it. And it was at that same time that I started randomly getting like follow requests from all these people in different countries, like Brazil and Brazil, Mexico, Cuba. Like, they were all these people from those countries that started following me. And I'm like, but why? And I couldn't figure out where all these people were coming from out of the blue, like out of nowhere. And I was going through like my videos one day and I saw that this one video had like, at the time it was like 300 and something thousand views, and I clicked on the audio, and that was why. I was the only person on the audio, and they were going to use the audio, and they just kept going to my profile and following me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it has to do with the audio. I think it's the audio that actually makes the video popular. If it's a trending audio, then it's going to hit the For You page.
Yesterday, this audio I heard like 6 times, literally in a row on my For You page. It was that, oh no. I told Hostile Bond, I told someone, who else I told? I told someone else, like, use this audio now, and you're going to get like good views on it. Because that video was posted 12 hours ago, sound just uploaded, and it freaking like had 8 millions of views. I forgot exactly. I was going to say 8, but I'm not sure if it was 8, but it had millions of views in 12 hours. And it's like, oh, okay. And then I started posting my own audios. I don't know if you caught any of those. And I've been getting random followers now from out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I think like that actually is something true and onto something. It's weird.
I think it has to do with the trending audio, and the audio that I ended up having uploaded for me, it was just like a maniacal laughter. There was no words in it whatsoever. It was just the sound. It sounded like Ed from what is it, The Lion King, when he's just laughing maniacally and he can't stop laughing, like the little laughing hyena that's always laughing. That's literally what it sounded like. It just sounded like him continuously laughing. That was it. And it had, by the time I like privated my video, that audio had like hundreds of thousands of people who had used it, and I was like, okay.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. And at least like you realized something, and I realized something. We're talking about it literally at the same time. It's freaking crazy. Like, because I plan on making more audios. Like, I don't know if you saw Got the Gots and like who are the Got the Gots and what are the Got the Gots. No one knows what the Gots of Gots are, and we're learning what the Gots of Gots are, and we know where they're at, but we got to go find the Gots of Gots. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That confused everyone, and we're making a mini series from that. So it's like, a custom audio, and people are like watching it, and then I'm getting random likes now, more views. Like, interesting. And that's a custom audio. It's just very interesting. Now, and grab the Glock to get the Gots. Yes, that's one thing we do, but we won't do that because we like people. We like helping people. So now
that's awesome.
We're way past the hour mark, so I'm going to start asking my 3 questions. Now, during the interview, we covered a lot. So is there any question or anything that you thought I would have asked you and I never got to ask you?
No, actually, not yet. Anyway.
Fair enough.
You still have a couple of questions, so I mean, you might get to questions that I might have been expecting. Who knows?
Right. Okay, so also I wanted to touch upon this before we went into like tangents and deep discussion. When you were talking about the connections and starting, like I started all this at 0, and now the people like I can just DM, talk to, like, hey, what's up? Who are you? Hi. It's like, how it's weird, and the fact that like people confide in you, trust you, talk to you, hang out with you, and it's like I grew up.
I've made several friends just through TikTok that I actually consider like really good friends.
Yeah, same here. And like when I was growing up, I didn't have many friends. Now I can say I actually have a lot of friends, and that's all due to TikTok. It's insane how this app has brought so many people close together. So exactly. Now, we've already learned a ton of things about you that like you can like grab like 2 things and make it into something that's artistic. But is there any other interesting facts about yourself that no one knows?
Interesting facts that no one knows.
Or not no one, but like only like certain random people, like a handful. Just like how Zed has a prosthetic leg. Gothic Thug, no belly button. Ari Goes Rar has a solid no femur bones. These are connected together on her arm.
Okay, so for me, I have one. It has now been dubbed by my stupid human trick, but it's really not a trick.
Stupid human trick. What?
Yeah. So my dumb, stupid human trick. So I'm an artist. I draw, I tattoo, but I actually had to relearn how to do all of that. So when I was younger, I had both of my hands at the knuckle joints right here completely basically smashed, and not shattered but broken, and because of it, when they healed back together, the soft little squishy tissue whatever that's in between the joints isn't there anymore. So because of that, like, I don't know how well you can see it, but like I can literally like separate my finger and place it on top.
Holy crap. And that's for each finger then?
Yeah, the only thing that holds my fingers into place and allows them to actually do everything that they're supposed to is the muscle that's around them and the tendons. So I literally had to relearn how to write my name. Like, the doctor that I had when I was a kid told me and my parents that I would probably never be able to actually write properly ever again. And just through sheer, like, go to hell, I'm going to prove you wrong mentality, I learned how to redo everything.
Jesus Christ, that's awesome. Dedication right there. A lot of people would just give up.
Yeah, I was like, nope, I'm going to prove you wrong. So I figured out how to hold things the way I need to hold them in order to be able to do it.
Nice. Very nice. That's awesome. Wow. Like, I love it when people just don't give up and they just keep going and figure out a way. Like, I believe there's always a way. You just got to have the will to do it.
Yep. Oh, I've already said that if for whatever reason, like, I lost the use of like my arms or anything, I'd learn how to draw with my feet.
Jesus Christ, you are dedicated. Okay.
Art is my zen. So like for me, like it's what keeps me sane in the world. So
Jasky's like, I think that answered my question. Okay, everyone just got the heebie-jeebies. All right. So, that being said, let's move on to the last question. Do you have any questions for me and Blood?
Let's see. Any questions for you and Blood? Well, not so much a question, but I definitely think that at some point in time we should try and figure out a way to do like some type of collab, because I like the stuff that you guys do. I've been following you guys for a while. I think doing some type of a collab would be really, really dope with you guys. Because you two are really awesome people. Like, I've gone into your guys' lives before. I've seen Blood come in mine. Like, you guys are really chill and super awesome. So I would definitely, and at some point in time, definitely love to collab on some like video making with you guys. It would be awesome. But as far as questions, like, none that I can think of really. Oh yeah, maybe. So okay, one question: do you guys have any like new OCs coming out? Because I've seen her go through what, like three different, like, I don't know if they're different characters or not, but I've seen the one that she has that she normally does with you, with like the long like white and black hair, and then her UV skeleton one, and then her new one that looks like she has like a checkerboard all over her body.
Yeah. She's the one who creates my OCs because I'm not creative mine, I'm technical. So, if she creates one and wants to make a new one that has long lines to me, then yeah. Because, like, I just started putting my own makeup on. Yeah. But I digress. Like, if obviously, yeah, like, things change, we do new stuff. I mean, like, she's more in depth with the TikTok world. I'm more in depth into the YouTube and Twitch world. Like, I got projects coming up that are one's gonna blow people's minds, and this mini series is gonna be like, what? Like, yeah, it's like I got ideas that's gonna be crazy. It's just she's the one all about TikTok and like, hey, let's make this, let's do this, let's do that, let's make this, and let's go. She'll be like, she'll be explaining to me when I'm at work all the things she wants to do, like in the TikToks, because like, oh, in this sound, I want to do this. Oh, you're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Blah blah blah. Right? I was sitting here. I lost you like after the second word. So what did you eat for breakfast? Because my brain just does not work that way. It's not that I'm not listening. I just can't retain it.
I could see how she would kind of be in control of that aspect.
Oh yeah. She's.
I also do love the videos that you do where you kind of screw with her with the Gandalf song. That one's funny.
She hates it. She fucking hates it. She
They
made
make me
her own
laugh every
custom
time
sound. She made her own.
Every time I see it, I laugh.
She made her own custom sound. Where is the candle sound? That is the guy from The Office going, "No, God, no."
Yeah, I laugh every time I see it. Like one just came across my page earlier today where you like created the hat that was over her head. Yeah, I died.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yes. Did you know there's a whole story behind that? Like a 3-episode part?
I did not.
I'll tag you in them. Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah, with that, you got any more questions for us?
No, not that I can think of.
None? Really? Got nothing. Okay.
No.
So no questions. Does Chad have any quick question we can knock out real quick? Because this was a great interview. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a fun time.
Awesome. Me too.
Hell yeah.
I'm waiting to see if anybody in chat asks about future content because everyone's been trying to pick my brain about stuff, and I've been very scarce to say anything in my lives. So,
Birdie BB88 gonna marry me yet? Laughy face. Wait, that's true. Where are the snacks?
What's that?
Where are the snacks?
My snacks are presently on my desk.
Not over here.
They're not next to me, because the thing is, if I have my snacks over here, I'm gonna be eating them and not talking, and it's just gonna make for a horrible interview because I'm gonna be stuffing my face with snacks. So I was like, I'm gonna keep them out of arm's distance.
Okay. Deflected. Oh no. All right. So I guess that's everything. Thank you for coming on the show. But I'm gonna ask Chad to guide the raid. Who do you guys want to go pay a visit to? I'm gonna give you a choice of 2 people, and we're gonna go bring this chat over to them if you're new to Twitch. And we got Kino Saze, and we got Hostile Bond. Now, do you want serious, seductive / goofy times, or do you want just straight up hype, crazy fun times? What does chat want? We will see. Got a hostile. Okay. Hostile.
Hostile.
Oh,
I like
hostile.
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 Awesome.
Okay. Hype crazy. I'm not live. You're not hype crazy. You're crackheaded energy. King of Ashes. You are straight crackhead energy. I think the general consensus is Hostile. So we're going to move this party over to Hostile. And we're going to say bye right before we do. And yeah, but we got to wait a few moments for this to go through. And boom, I think I did that right. I did. So, with that being said on everyone, this was a great interview.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was fun.
It was. It really was. I enjoyed listening to you. It was great. It was fucking great. Like, you have some great stories. But without further ado, we're both going to say bye. I'm going to keep you on the line after this. And everyone, have a great night. Keep on TikToking. And peace.
Have a good night, guys.